Hey everybody, welcome back. How we doing this evening? Hey, right on, Hip. That is good news. I'm glad to hear that. What up, B Money? What up, Sip? How you doing? Godfather, how you doing? Mr. Cardona, how are you doing? GPT is a hell of an artist. I've noticed. Very popular too. Very popular artist. Getting a lot of work these days. It's up and running. I don't think we'll need that very much tonight. Now you're just resilient. Resilient and stubborn. Those are two very good things to be there, Hip. Resilient and stubborn. Okay. So I want to take a swing at a problem that I think a lot of us have, and I don't really know how to fix it. Godfather, that's exactly the problem. I kid you not. That's the problem. There are a couple of hey Ark, what's going on, buddy? Sorry, another little crisis on my hands. So, every ladies feud where we have to do, hey, Big Show, what's going on, man? Um, what up, Henry? My dude. So every time a ladies feud rolls around, and we have to worry about this, a couple of things happen. I start to have serious problems with three, maybe four of these. And some of them have gotten easier as time has gone on. Reality era and ruthless aggression era and attitude era has not. So I was sitting and I was thinking to myself, is there any way I can cobble together any sort of move set for the few ladies that I have during these eras where I just won't want to stab my eyeballs out? So I figured since you guys are actually like a lot smarter at this than I am, as far as like putting cards together and knowing move sets and trainers and stuff, let's try to do this. Let's set up a goal. So our goal is an easily obtainable or free to play attitude. Let's do a free to play RA and a free to play reality. And now that I'm actually speaking it into existence, the free to play reality is just Charlotte Flair. Cool. So we've already fixed that problem. But I think attitude and ruthless aggression still may be a little bit of a problem. Yeah, Lunatic, I forgot about Charlotte. That's all that is. See, this is why I need you guys. You guys are smart, and I have a calculator. It's a perfect symbiotic relationship that we got going on. So let's do some investigation. Let's see if we can't come up with something. Let's see if we can't come up with multiple somethings. And then if the multiple somethings are like really clever or really decent, let's record a video live. Sound good? Yeah, that's going to help a lot, Godfather. Yeah, I probably won't even, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably won't even add reality to the problem solving. I think I'm just going to leave it at attitude and ruthless aggression. And then if there's anything else here that you guys want me to kind of take a look at, as far as eras are concerned, I'm not worried so much about class. Class should be fine. You know, it's just one of each color, right? Nobody's worried about that. But if any of you guys are worried about any of these, give me a list of what you got to work with, and we'll try to cobble something together. Yeah, RA females are the worst, in my opinion. Well, I'm sure PG ladies are probably really bad too. Fortunately, we don't have to look at them very often. Let's tackle the difficult one first. Then we'll go from there. Here's our choices. This is what we're working with. I'm not sold on these two at all. Ryan, you okay over there? Oh, you're mad about the Trick Stacy thing. Yeah, that's what it is. So I challenged the Molly Holly is good thing. I don't think Molly Holly is very good at all. I think she has endless subs and it's very annoying to play. I hate it. I hate it. But doesn't she have a multiply gem build? So, can we actually make this work? Is the question. And I think it's something like this, right? Just kind of recycles into itself, right? Yeah, Hendry, this is I was thinking exactly this. Like, can we actually... What do we need? All right, what do we need here? I think we give her a middle line bonus. So we're just going to assume middle line bonus. Master Shredder, yeah, gang. Trick Stacy. She exists. We're going to talk about her. We're going to look at her two ways, I think. You as well, Glitter. Okay. What up, John? How you doing, man? Do I want to know where the glitter came from? I don't want to know where the glitter came from. I'll just... You need... Excuse me, Streamlabs? No, Streamlabs, I don't think I need... I don't think I need to talk to you. All right. All right, so there's a... She does a feud moment, right? Generate gems, cool. That's cool. That's real cool. What up, Envy? What you doing, brother? Where did... So, here's our second problem we're going to solve tonight is we are going to turn Ryan into a believer and trick Stacy. That's the second goal. We're going to figure it out. So this is pretty beefy, right? Get an extra 4 here, then all color gems. I guess the question is, when does this turn into a 4x1? I feel like it has to, right? Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. We are drinking 8-point IPA from Devil's Backbone. It's a local brewery. So it doesn't change at 6-star silver? Well, that's going to give us a pretty decently sized problem here, because that means we won't be able to get this loaded unless we use Santa, which I don't want to do. I want to use the middle lane bonus, and I want to turn 1 it. I believe there is run. Yeah, I think you have to run. That's a good question, actually. I don't know if you can do it. I'd have to look at it. I'd have to look at it. Okay. Let's investigate. Portal says I should get one, but I'm not sure if I trust new Portal yet. Only one way to find out. And frankly, I don't think I'm really losing anything by doing this. No, I'm not taking a gold. No. That'd be silly. Don't be silly, Arg. I'm not going to make unnecessary evolves and enhances not in the middle of a TU just to try to figure something out. Who would do something like that? Oh, it still doesn't. Okay. All right, fine, lady. What about if I did this? Hold on. Let's not be stupid. We could do that. Hey, Xander. On who? This Molly? So 1, 2, 3 for being myself, 4 for the line bonus. This is making 3. That'll turn. Yeah. We're good. We're good. And then we can use Miss Chelsea. All right. No, not Chelsea. Brett. Not to be confused with Jermaine. Yeah. Let's say we use Chelsea anyway. Xander, we're trying to solve a problem. My lady's attitudes and my lady's ruthless aggression always gives me fits in feuds, and I don't like it. So I'm trying to figure out a way to not hate it. So what are we running with here? We're running with 4, 5, 6 plus 120 plus another 40 there. That's pretty decent. That's some pretty decent damage. We're going to get another 4 here, so that's 10. At least I got a good strap for her. Good night. Yeah, I got Viscera. Sure did. He's cool if you're into that slightly overpowered powerhouse kind of thing. Yeah, it is slim options. Alright. Were we making purples? I will obviously swap out for feud. But for the purpose of the testing, let's keep our integrity. Let's say. Slim ain't no Slim got nobody. John, you've been playing for a year and you have a bigger roster than I do. I almost guarantee it. Maybe longer than a year. How long have you been playing, John? Alright, fine. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, John, you got a bigger roster than I do. By a significant amount. By about 4 million. Maybe 3 million. I think I'm almost at 12. I'll check here in a bit. What are we doing? Purple? Is purple our primary damage here? I suppose I could take off my percentage Fury 2 off a Thrasher, right? Alright, what do we got going on here?
Endure and prosper.
You know what? This is not passing the vibe check. Much better. I can't think of anything that's really going to go here. Like a Miz headband doesn't make sense. We're breaking yellow gems, but not a ton of them. Yeah, overload's the wrong way around. Where'd it go? There it is. Let's break purple, increase yellow gem damage. Overload was in our faction once. I wonder if Overload still plays. Ryan is the illustrious leader of Cream of the Crop, the best faction that nobody has ever heard of. Yeah, I got nothing there, man. And what are we doing? We're breaking 3 times 6, 8. We're only breaking 18 gems, so like we can't trigger a rumble or anything. I mean, is there a purple to yellow? There is no purple to yellow that I know of. Ryan is running the place. He just lets me feel important. Let's be very clear here. All right, so this is what sucks about Stacy's. I can't think of a plate to put on her. Oh, wait a second. Isn't there a... Hold on. Isn't there some... Yeah, there we go. I found one. Woo! I'm doing great. Bam. All right, now we're in the groove. I mean, what else are you going to be doing on a Friday night? Right? Come on, man. This is Wrestling Candy Crush. This is important shit. I will not stream Feud tomorrow, Arg. Actually, probably won't get a chance to feud very much tomorrow at all. Just one of the reasons why I want to be kind of up and running, so that when I do have time to feud, I can just knock as much out as I possibly can. Okay, so I think my perks right now simulate... They simulate feud. Perfect. Let's see how this does, because I have a different idea too. I'm just not sure which one's going to be better. So we're going to take notes. If this thing hits for like 5 million, I swear to God, I'm just going to quit in stream. I'm so stupid. I mean, if I can't feud in my own faction, what makes you think a different faction would want me, knowing that I can't feud? That don't make no sense, John. Not very many factions out there want dudes who don't feud. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feud. I don't feud that much. You've got Vinny. You have Vinny. Why in the world would you need my brain when you have Vinny? Vinny knows what in the hell's going on. So, don't give me any of that. In fact, I would tell Vinny that you're trying to, like, usurp his spot. That's what I'm going to do. Somebody get Vinny on the phone. Yeah, I know, MB. There's a ton of factions that don't care about feud. I happen to be in one. It's awesome. One of the few reasons I'm lasting, I'm sure. I'm annoying as all get out. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what we got. So we're starting out. What are we doing here? 6626916. What do I want to see? 6-star silver? I want to see what? 20 to 30? We're not streaming all night. No. I gotta work tomorrow. This ain't gonna be it. Actually, with the extra fours, I could see 16. Oh no, you gotta be kidding me. I hate everything about this character. Alright, 10 million. Yeah, but so I mean, what are we realistically looking at here? If we get the X4s, right? So how much are we really adding? So we got 23,231. We're adding 23,231 strap plus 23,231 times 0.8 for instead of 0.8 we can make it 1.25, and then we've got another 40 from there, so 1.65, and then it'd be 2.8. 0.85 for all of the trainers, right? Okay, yeah, so that accounts for all the trainers, and then we multiply that by, what is it, a 2x6, so that's 12 times 4 is 48. I mean, we're adding about 5.4 million in feud, so it only puts us at 16. I want to be at 20. You're right, Envy. It turned out to be a thing. It's a really weird thing. Envy, have you joined the official Discord yet? The WWE Champions Discord? This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever been a part of in my entire life. Let me know if you've joined it or not. Because if you haven't, you just need to go join it. And then I'll tell the story. You should go join it. You're avoiding it. Don't avoid it. Embrace the chaos, Envy. Embrace the chaos. Do I have the photo? I think I've got one somewhere. B Money's got it. Do you think most of these are to be easy to get done? I think most of them will, yes. I think this is the most difficult one. I should have made a line account. From the Champions Twitch. Did they share it on the Champions Twitch channel? No, they didn't share it on the Champions Twitch channel. There's no way. No way. So, long story short, Indy, in the official Champions Discord, there is a section that says become a creator. And I decided to shoot my shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Michael Scott said that. So I posted my little application, and within about 15 minutes, they had to they basically like shut down the channel because people were coming in and posting memes and shit. It was wild. It was humbling. It kind of shook me a little bit. But yeah, Godflow like deleted everything and then put on slow mode, slowed down a whole bunch of people and put a little message up. He's like, "Yeah, this is cool, but you can't do this anymore." I was like, "All right, cool." The Slim Numbers fans of the world brigaded the official Discord. Let's see if this does any better. It really was kind of awesome, John. I'm still kind of processing it because, like, I don't know. All right, so I've essentially removed 60% base gem damage, looking for extra multiplies. Yeah, Envy, they got Norden in there just going nuts. Yeah, Aggro Show's applied in there, and Iron Sheik is in there too. There's a lot of good creators that applied. And again, Envy, they've got Norden just hanging out in general. That's all the chaos that's needed. Big Papa Brian's hanging out in there. Who else is in there? Okay, Big Cascade got us a 17. We add 5 million on top of that 17, and we're looking at, that wouldn't be really 5 million. All right, we're looking at 22. Looking at 22. I think 22 is acceptable. John. Hey, Cubes, what's going on, brother? We're trying to make Molly Holly good. Any tips? Yeah, I think this is the only way to do it. There's no such possibility. I think this is about as far as we're going to get, man. I really do. You gotta go make the gender channel. They are actually still like putting it together and building it. But there's like Envy. I'm not sure how long you've been around, but there's some old head names popping up out of nowhere, hanging out. No worries, Cubes, man. Kids are much more important than this stuff, for sure. I guess fed Leo. Leo may be better. Oh, Envy hit him with the link. Hit him with the link. So Envy actually has Calvin. Who's Calvin? I don't even know who Calvin is. Hit him with the link though. Ryan, Envy actually made Gender work. Like he's good. Legitimately. Is there any other way to do this? No, this is it. This is legitimately the only way. Ryan, that's the link. You need to click the link. Go watch Gender in all of his glory. You have to go find your channel and everything. Well, next time, just link your channel and tell them to go look at your channel, and that's how you find it. It's that easy. Actually, while we're here, Cubes, ARG, hit them with your channels. Hit them with the links. Everybody go check out my boys. Somebody find Greg Numbers channel. Hit him with it. Go to the official WWE Champions Discord. Support ARG. And support Sheiky. Go throw some love to Iron Sheik. No more subs and champions. Alright, I think this is about all we're going to be able to do with Molly. And I'm sure everybody already knows this, but I think at one point in time somebody was talking about Beth Phoenix not being the worst in the world. Oh, I can't even do it here because I'm facing her. But I think Beth Phoenix has like 15 MP moves and stuff, which is just impossible to deal with nowadays. Titan for Beth, for sure. For sure, Xandal. I think that's what I was remembering. Because you can get some multiplies here. There's some cross breaks. So if you had a star cross plate, maybe. Those are 9 MP though. Blech. $200 million gender, right? It's awesome. I love it to death. I love it so much. So I think the question is in like today's game, how do you even get this to work? Double black MP, and I don't have mellow, so I can't get this loaded turn 1. And then how do you get this loaded? Do you, because this doesn't make red sub gems, it just makes multiply gems. So like this doesn't work. And then I mean, I suppose you could do I mean, what else do you put here? Because the MP is so, and it, you know, move damage is nothing, so there's no sense in doing anything there. It is so you wouldn't even be able to get to the point where you can even proc a star crossed because the MP is so prohibitive. If this was half, Like if these were 6 MP moves, maybe. If they were 5 MP moves, for sure, you could do it, and you might be able to figure out some way to generate enough cross breaks to trigger a star crossed, and then you can start thinking about like the Roman Reigns plate, and maybe get some stuff going that way. But the MP is just too much, so we can't do that. Money in the Bank pay-per-view tomorrow? No, actually, so I've got a gig coming up, and I only have 2 more available times to practice. So I'll be practicing tomorrow night. We might have it on during practice, but I won't be able to pay attention to it. I'll watch a rerun or something. Oh yeah, band practice. I'm living out my midlife crisis by being in a rock band. Preach, John, preach. My thoughts on R-Truth's fate? I'm gonna hold judgment until the full story comes out. There's a chance that I'm not discounting the fact that it was just a contract deal. He might not have been fired. He just might not have been able to come to terms. Hey, Jamie, what's going on? This is relatively low MP. Yeah, there's nothing here. Nothing that I'm really worried, like, interested in playing with. What do we got going on here? Stun sub juggernauts? Blech. Blech. I don't want to do that. I work till midnight. That sucks, man. How's it going? We're going pretty good, man. Does the Titan plate even proc when it comes to... Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, but man, we're talking like stun sub loops in 2025. It's a year of our Lord 2025, and we're looking at a card that is high MP, designed around stun sub loop. I mean, yeah, we got a Titan. We've got increased gem damage for 3 turns, which is super nice. I guess maybe if I had Strakeberg or like Seth. Back to the past. Finally a good state. Somebody boot Ryan. I mean, I understand the name of the game is winning, but what would you rather do? Right? What would you rather do? Would you rather try to take this in with a Titan plate and stun sub all the way through, or would you rather... Where did my game go? Please? Okay. Or would you rather take this into battle, run a little bit low, and try to beat up on some bronzes? This is 3 clicks and win if you beat up on some bronzes. Maybe even a silver too. Like if you get a silver striker... Set up for Ember Moon. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you, sir. But you see what I'm saying? Like this seems, you just pick your opponent. It only takes one run through if you're not having. Yeah, but this would only take one run through, right? Here, hang on. Hang on. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let the boy watch. 3 million damage with Ember. That's about 2 million more than I would have thought you could get out of her. Here's a silver right here. Now, whatever number I come up with here, remember that we're adding roughly 5.5 million. $13 plus 5.5 million puts us at 18. We're going to have tier 6s on it. All right. So instead of that 5.5, you're probably looking at more along the lines of 6 million. You're adding 6 million, hitting for 13, maybe a little bit more. Let's call it 14. I still think this hits for 20 million during feud with all the buffs and the perks and yada yada yada. I think that's a 3-click 20 million. Away we go. What up, Brother Ray? How you doing, man? I'm not going to add medals. It is what it is. King of the Ring's been announced? That's cool. King and Queen of the Ring? Alright. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got going on. I probably shouldn't have done that. Granted, I don't have medals. I understand. I understand that. I don't have medals. How many levels am I off here? Lots of gym damage. I'm sure I could probably come through here and like alter this a little bit more. But that was a whole bunch of clicking and work to get to 27 million. What happens if I had a decent strap in metals? I'm sure it goes up probably 47. Does this Stacy hit harder? Absolutely, 100%. I'm not arguing that. This Stacy hits harder, for sure. At least 100% green, too. Is this who you guys are using? Are you guys going to be using Super Stace? Now, there is a case to be made, I guess, of if you really want to overkill it, you could throw a red Royal Rumble plate here. You won't be using yours. So who are you going to be using for RA? Envy? Julius Gear? That ain't bad, man. You be using Nikki ASH? Blast gems do 200 more damage. Yeah, that's true. I could see it. I don't know why I clicked that button. What am I looking for here? A little bit north of 10% increase all across the board. What is that? What that breaks out to be? %. Okay. This Stacy has a move damage build? No, Trish Tribute is trash. See? That's what I'm saying. So instead of doing all this nonsense, you could have this nonsense. Little tiara and everything. Fortunately, we won't have to worry about this at all by the end of the month because everybody's getting Michelle McCool. Acro J is king. Get out of here. I don't even know what Acro J is king means. You got glitter in your brain again, I think, sir. Would be my guess. Might not even do alright. You gotta try. That's a lot of points left on the board. Michelle McCool. Alright. So for the video, I will be using Molly. Because quite frankly, Molly's a little bit more interesting. Everybody has Stacy. Everybody knows how to run Stacy. Everybody probably also knows the multiply moveset for Molly as well, but I haven't seen one in a while. Just plugged in your headphones? Glitter never left. Glitter never dies. 875. You already have Michelle, Brother Ray? That's awesome, man. I think Ryan picked her up too, if Ryan's still around. Attitude's another problem if you don't have Trish, right? I've never seen anybody. Look at this guy, Ryan. He pulled Michelle McCool today. And, oh, that's what I wanted to talk about, actually. So, I am testing Scopely's math. Support single moms everywhere. I'm testing Scopely's math. I will be running free to play except for stuff that allows me to make content. So, no polls. No backstage passes, nothing like that. I will spend some money on my KOK pass, my strap pass, and probably plate swapper doodads because I always need them. So we're gonna test their math out. Can I get Michelle McCool by the end? And will I get Bundy? And I'm sure I will. But how fast will I get Bundy? Is the question. And I'll give you guys do the math. No, I don't. No, I'm already stumped on how they calculate showdown notoriety. I don't want to get. Well, yes, you do. I just said I'm gonna pay for the KOK. I'm gonna pay for the strap pass. I'm gonna pay for. Oh, yeah. All right. That's what happens when you have a face for radio, Envy. Why is he running his mouth? All right. That's fantastic. I actually have more Michelle McCool than I do Walking Condominium. Oh, John, you want to hate him even more? He's a ginger. Ugh. Gingers. None. Zero. All right, Envy, who are you using for attitude? Sometimes you have to put it in writing. I'm really bad at stuff like that. Oh, Jacqueline, yeah. So, is this Trish Stratus also attitude? That's Tori Wilson. I'm sorry, because I'm thinking of her, which I know is attitude. Show up, Tori. Isn't that what I said? No, I said Trish first. Yeah, Tori. Yeah. So the three best attitude ladies I don't have. I told you, John. Look, 11.9. Your roster's so big. My roster, real tiny. So small. Your roster's so big. That's terrible. South Park reference, by the way. Yeah, I'm about to get canceled. Make a South Park reference in 2025, and you've pretty much kissed your career goodbye. So these are really the only two options. I've always kind of wondered here, like, can you actually make the move damage setup for the X Army China work? I don't think you can anymore. One of my first memories of Cream of the Crop is God, I forget what type of event it was, but you could run blitzes all day and get a massive amount of keys as part of like the faction blitz rewards. And I pulled this China from a faction blitz, and I hadn't done a single blitz, and we were like 3 days into the event. This was back when we were using Facebook Messenger, right? And posted in chat. It's like, hey guys, I appreciate the brand new China. And you were like, yeah, that's great. Shut the fuck up and start running some blitzes. And that pissed me off because I just hadn't had time to do them yet. So I ended up grinding all the way to second place. Oh, I was a terrible team member at the very beginning, Jamie. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to play. I I probably never got anywhere close to faction minimums, but I got enough of them so that people would let me slide. And I usually kept my mouth shut during in chat. Yeah, I was a trash faction mate at the very beginning. Oh, they're not excuses, they're facts. Evidently, this is what I used to run for China. Well, it wasn't necessarily the. Well, I mean, James did say you could switch movement around, but really, James was the one who showed me like, hey, their cards sometimes have 2 or 3 different move sets that you can use. Oh, I was a terrible feuder when I started. I gotta be honest. I can't believe I lasted with Cream of the Crop this long. They should have booted me within about 3 months. I was absolute garbage. You're top 140. Hey, we've moved up 110 spaces in 5 years. I guess I didn't realize that at the time, but I guess I was a little bit protected that the faction was so young. So if I get 3, 4 from the middle line, 5. Titan Plate still doesn't make this better, does it? Brother Way, are we in a top 20 faction? Not yet. I have a firm belief that we will get there eventually. We have steadily grown and increased, I'd say anywhere between 10 and 15 spots in the average ranking every year that we've existed. This time last year, yeah, we're kind of hanging out in the mid 20s now. This time last year, maybe a little bit before this time last year, we were pretty consistently top 40. Yeah, we don't care about feud. But most other events, we hang out in the mid 20s. And again, yeah, like this time last year, we were roughly middle 30s or so. So we keep like slowly improving the people around us. And not even necessarily by like doing the GE thing where we keep, replacing the bottom 10 of our roster, which does happen a little bit. It happens in every faction. People move on. People show up and don't do anything, don't participate in chat, and they don't actually show up on the scoreboard. So sometimes they get cycled through, but the people around us just keep getting better and better. And the people around us just keep getting smarter and smarter about the game and how to play and the most efficient ways of playing. There are a lot of really, really, really smart people in Cream of the Crop. I don't even think I rank in like the top 5 of like actual talented players in the game at Cream of the Crop. I'm probably not even top 10, to be honest with you. I'm just a guy with a calculator. Let's see. You're on the list. Isn't that, hey brother Ray, isn't J-Man Gaming and Shiki in, you're on the list? Yeah. So you understand, brother, like you know what I'm talking about, having just awesome minds and awesome people hanging out in your faction. I'm sure they lift everybody around them up. I can't imagine somebody like Sheik not making everybody around him a better player. And I'm not saying that, it's not a dig on anybody that's in that faction. It just seems like that's the type of people that they are. Great faction, Emmy. Yeah, it just, I can't imagine it's not. That's all there is to it. I just can't imagine it's not. No, you're right, John. I agree completely. No, they're not. I'm sorry. I was getting a little hyper focused. I've got something going on my end that took a little bit of my attention. How is Repo Man the new WWE champion? How did Repo Man win a championship? Did he wait? Like actual championship? Oh, I was like, did he pin Jey Uso? This is it, right? I feel like this is it. And then you do something like... That's fine. I'm fine with that plate. You probably take this one away and you do... this? Ryan, this is for you, by the way. I think we can make this work. So what do we got going on here? Just the same stuff. Oh, wait. Hold on. I don't need nearly as much MP. Okay, so I'm going to get 3 plus 1. So that's 4 alone. I don't care about the rest of this stuff. That's 4 MP alone. So this starts loaded. I'll need 4 for that one. So I could just run... And this will run... Yeah, I can just do hella silence gem damage. Alright. Mr. Perfect. Did the Ilconics come back? Man, I was a fan of the Ilconics. What do you mean interesting choice? Mr. Perfect was dope. That dude could go. Like, I get it. Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, super charismatic, great on the mic. I get it. Founding member of the NWO, maybe the 3rd best stable of all time. 4th, maybe. Depending on how you feel about the Horsemen and which version you want to talk about, right? I get it. I understand why Scott Hall is a beloved individual. Mr. Perfect could go. That dude was awesome, and they never strapped him up. Never. What am I doing? Why am I doing all? I need to move charge. Alright, so that's all I need right there. And then we can do... Rude should have gotten the world title. That's another one. Rick Rude was awesome. Alright, so that's 38% more damage. Sure, it'd be nice if I could search silence gem damage. Alright, chat. Who are my silence gem people? There's 100%. Zombie Hogan. Cool. Good call. Good shout. Thank you. Jacob and Zombie Cody. Alright. So Zombie Cody for me is silver, which means I've passed him. Hogan is there. And then Elian. No, and then. And then. So he's equipped on somebody. Is he Hollow Star Silver? He might be Hollow Star Silver. Well, full star. Oh, and purple gems. Okay. Let's see what we're working with. Rude held one in WCW. Yeah, but does WCW really count? If WCW really counted, Ric Flair, well, I guess that was NWA, wasn't it? Ric Flair should still be the recognized record holder for most world championship runs. Steven Randall says, I hate feud. Steven Randall, I agree with you. All right, this is getting annoying. I'll be right back. Hello? Hey, we're back. Okay. I gotta be honest, feuds are coming around on to me. I'm getting a little bit more okay with the idea of feuds. Alright, let's see what type of damage we can do with Stacy here. Okay, so I think I technically would need 7 here. You wouldn't play this game if there are no feuds? I know people really love it. Oh, this is going to be a problem. I didn't think about this. I probably need to run Santa Hogan, don't I? Not Santa Hogan, Trick Hogan. Ooh, got lucky. Yeah, this only works with a rumble plate. This does not work with the chucker that I've got on it. I don't think. Yeah, that ain't right. It was 4.2 million. Yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it. That was downright bad. That was not good. What are we congratulating? Do you know something I don't? Can I get everything triggered turn one? No, I cannot get everything triggered turn one. Oh, I'm trying? Yeah, I mean, I guess. Why not, right? Why not? They left it out there. There's an open there's an open forum. Yeah, Godfather, I can see that. And maybe that's why I've started kind of liking feuds a little bit more. I now actually have cards that could run. I remember feud like so. Zombie Dom has always been one of my favorite cards ever, and he used to be one of my strongest ones. Feuding with Zombie Dom can be really frustrating. Right? This is in an era where like Zombie Lashley was a decent card. People were still running Acro HBK. I guess six star bronze meta. Um, and you get everything set up. You throw out your countdowns. You throw out your sub, so nobody could do anything to you. And then all of a sudden the AI would cascade, pin you, and you'd lose everything. That would constantly happen to me with Zombie Dom. And he was like my best one. Lashley was like my second best one. Zombie Lashley was the first MLC chase I ever got. All right, so subtract 3 from everything here. Yeah, see, this still doesn't really work. So 6, 7, 8, 9. I still need 6 purple. I don't know how to get to 6 purple. Missed the MLC chase format. Man, it made the last week of the MLC really exciting. I remember like grinding and checking literally everything. So it was a Lunder Blaze, I think it was, where it was like I was in a pure 36-hour panic. Not panic. Panic's the wrong phrase, but like I was stressed about it. And then found out this is back when I was absolutely free to play still. It was like $5-10 would get me the rest of the MLC points that I would need in order to recruit her and max the MLC. And it was like 2 hours before the end of the month, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll buy this pack. But there was legitimate like drive all the way through the month to finish strong. I don't feel that drive anymore. Because you had to do good. You had to do well in almost everything in order to drive through and catch and max the MLC. Now I'm maxing MLCs in 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, yay, I'm maxing it in 3 weeks, but I'm maxing it in 3 weeks. I don't like this either. This isn't going to work the way I want it to. I mean, it's going to work exactly the way I want it to. It's going to work. I guess you could put a trap 8 plate on her and a yellow Royal Rumble, and she'll probably smash. Not even need the purple move. Right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Andrew. That's... Yeah. Yeah, and we kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do with attitude? Do I really have to use the flex 1 quick click with her? What is the flex 1 click with her? I bet it's botch, right? Yeah, what else could it be? All colored gems do 300% more damage. Alright, that's not nothing. 3 move points. Yellow gems do more damage. That's 9 into green. Lunatic DM'd it to me. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, it's all plate driven. I see what it is. How do you even get that to go off though? Oh. Is that it? Is that the one? 6 and then you connect it to another one. Okay. Does that really work? I don't have a green Royal Rumble anyway. So I can't make it work in the first place. Yeah, I can't make it work. Have you tested it, Lunatic? It works. Use your last few. All right. How much could you crank this up? I wonder. All color moves that deal damage will deal 500% more damage. Hold up. That sucked. I was hoping for a little bit more than that. How do we loop this? How do we loop this? No, I want... What do I want? Black to red, right? No. No, it's absolutely what I want. Okay. Hold on. Hold up. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hang on a second. Hmm. So if I use a middle line bonus, I can get away with... Other than Eos guy, who's my... That's 65. That's fine. That'll work. That's 10% black move damage. Yeah, we'll do that. Who else do I use for a rabbit? Turkey. Turkey would work. I just realized I probably haven't said anything in 5 minutes, have I? My bad, guys. I'm sorry. I got lost in the sauce a little bit. Meters for fine. I don't think this does it. Maybe it does. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we can come up with. I don't think this does it at all. I don't think I have an answer at Attitude. I think I'm just going to have to run Trick Stacy with a sub. I think that's my answer. I'm really kind of upset about it because I don't want to do that whatsoever. I can't break enough gems to trigger the Hulkamaniac plate. Can't break enough gems to trigger a Rumble plate. This does 1.5 million damage. I guess all things considered, that's not terrible. This was supposed to start loaded. What happened? Why do I only have charge of 3? Nah, I don't have Tori. Didn't I put Sting on? What am I missing here? Yeah. You gotta be kidding me. Get the fuck out of here. How did I find the only AI that's running an MP down trainer? What is going on? That was terrible. Are you running an MP down trainer? Nerds? No. Okay. Yeah, like who in the right mind would think to look for an MP down trainer on a just a regular old road match? I don't think I can cycle quite enough damage. No, this ain't it. Nowhere close. I like how they multiplies are X5s though. Is there something there that I could use? I mean, let's be very real. Getting from 100 and some odd thousand damage to 1.5 million is nothing to sneeze at. Alright, Mr. Cubes might have just come in with the win here. What is Mr. Cubes running with? Shit that I ain't got. That's what he's running with. Hang on, I'm looking here. How did you do that? I wonder if you could figure out a way to do... Actually, I don't even know how Cubes is getting the MP to do this. Alright. Yeah, I don't think China is it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to actually run... I was really hoping I could get something better out of her. I'm not, though. This is going to be exactly what it is. Well, who all's still out there? What do we got going on? Got about 10 minutes before ads run again. So I can, depending on what you guys want to see, what we want to do. I'm going to skip on recording a video. I didn't come up with anything, anything worthwhile. I really thought I was going to be able to get something with Attitude Era that was any better than what I already know about. Did not solve any problems. Well, solved one problem. We solved one problem. We are running up on 12:30 in the morning as well. Watching hockey before putting the kids down. So I guess we'll take this time then. I've got a whiteboard of ideas of stuff to make videos about. And since I haven't come up with anywhere close to a clever build, kind of run these by you, and you guys tell me what would be kind of the most interesting things to watch. Showdown notoriety and plate activation are things that I can't do yet, but those are both on the list. Part of my gym damage series that I haven't touched on yet is specialty gym damage. Specifically how like specialty gym trainers and stuff like that affect gym damage. So that's an idea. I've got an idea on like the basics of straps. You know, what strap buffs and stuff like that actually do to your total damage output. And then the last one is the fact that multiplied gems and activated move damage are about the same exact things. The power of the power gems. Lunatic, I got a video about that. Hold on. I got you on that one. Where'd it go? I used to have one of these. There you go. Although, yeah, this is also a great idea. Is there any particular topic that you guys would want me to touch that I haven't thought about? I think the most interesting one to me, other than the two most interesting, are the specialty gem types. The plate activation, which I'm still not 100% on yet, or the fact that activated move buffs like Hogan and the multiplied gems are essentially the same. Or at least we should look at them the same way, right? Like, for instance, so when it comes to this right here, this is essentially the way that multiplied gems work. Is that they take all of your gem damage, so it takes all of your entourage, all of your straps, all your plate damage, all of your moment damage, all of it, right? It takes all of that, and multiplied gems, it takes all of that damage all together and multiplies it by 5. That is no difference than hitting a move like this. That would do like 500%. So if this move did increase the damage of all your gems by 500%, it would be the exact same as hitting an entire board full of multiplied gems of strength 5. They'd be equivalent. Right now, what this move does is essentially turns every gem into a 3.5 times multiplied gem. There's no difference in the math. They're the exact same. And I think it'd be fun to have like a little video just showing like, hey, look, this is why in 6-star gold gem damage meta, this is why these both work. People tell you that that's why it works, and I have told people that's why it works. You know, if it's a multiplied gem or if it's... Do I go for 500 mil or only 450? Oh, as far as feud? Shoot, I go for the first or second chest of disappointment and quit. I don't even try to max. That's way too much time. I don't know. I think that's an interesting video, but I just don't really know how to present it, or if it's even that interesting. To be honest with you, it's interesting to me, but what would you guys want to see? Like something game mechanic related. What is something that you would want to take a look at and get a better understanding of? Maybe it's something I know something a little about. Godfather, I think you're right. The problem... No, you're right. Hey, Ivan. Good to see you too, man. What's going on? I always called you Alex and your name is Ivan. It's because your forehead smashed the keyboard and that's what your in-game name was. Yeah, so I think maybe that is the next one, is the especially gym types, but maybe it is the ones. So like leech gyms, I can't do leech gyms. I just can't, and it makes me mad that I can't do leech gyms. Who's a leech gym guy up here? No, that's not it at all. That's not it at all. I just feel bad that I always called you Alex. Should have just called you Ivan. Leech gems. Oh, I know. Where is he? Why am I searching? So this is why you, let me add a leech gym trainer. Theory, right? Austin Theory? Is that who I'm looking for? Leech gyms do 100% more damage. Cool. Cool. This will be just fine. Yeah, no strap, that's even better. Showdown, that's even better. Faction feud, that's even better. And then gems do 50% more damage. I can account for that. What are you talking about? I'm talking about what I should make my next video about. And I've got a couple of ideas. One was multiplied gems and activated move buffs being the exact same thing, depending on how you look at it. And then how to calculate damage of specialty gems. Especially with like trainers and moments and stuff like that. And Godfather, scroll up a little bit. He says that, you know, he thinks that people still have misconceptions on how they always work, and I agree with him. I think many people probably do. And then I got off on a tangent on leech gems and why I can't prove exactly what I'm talking about. 2 columns to make. Okay. So let's target purple gems here. Where's my calculator? There it is. All right, so let's try to target a purple gem, and purple gem is 25,477, and then we know we're going to add half of that from the moment. So each purple gem should be doing 38,216. So let's remember that number, and let's get into a match. And we have to find somebody without a strap, which should be Survivor Series round 1, right? Was it Stone Cold? Yeah. Here we go. Alright. So theoretically, unless I've completely missed something, my purple gem should be 38,216. $38,216. Here we go. So, yeah, Godfather. No. I can actually, if you want to, I can go over that real quick because it's cool, man. Reinforced gems, 100% reinforced gem is like a 50% color gem buff. No. Okay. Hold on. This might actually be the video I make next because this may actually be really helpful. All right. Stopped you. Got you this time. Okay, so we know that this 38,216 comes from the fact that we have base purple damage plus 50% from the moment. Maybe Ivan. I'm not sure about that yet. Because there's a bunch of creators doing stuff like that. Maybe. So let's throw out our leech gems real quick. Now, here's one of the problems with leech gems. Here you go. You've created a health steal gem. Dominic Mysterio will steal your opponent's health when matching this gem. What's the number? What's the number? There's no number. There's no number. How do you check and see how much health is going to be stolen here? You don't. Does Shobo Shinsuke Nakamura actually affect this since it says steal health instead of leech gem? Right? How are you supposed to check? How are you supposed to know? I'm real big on showing receipts, right? Like proving. That's why I have a calculator up. I want to show you that everything I say is exactly right. Not like, I think it works this way or it's supposed to work this way. No. However, when I click on this purple gem, it's going to be this number plus 25,477, I think it was, right? So it should be 63,692, 693, right? There you go, 63,693. So I think a lot of people think that when you have 100% leech gem trainer on somebody, it's actually taking 100% of this leech gem damage so that this health steal increases by 100%. And it doesn't. The leech is only 2840, supposedly. We can't see it in game. But the leech gem itself, the gem that's underneath it, will do 63,693, which lines up exactly with the math, right? But it doesn't. I don't think it changes the amount of health steal. Now, how do you prove that? I don't know. I guess let's see if we get lucky. So Austin's health right now is 143, 61, 87. Okay. And we're going to subtract. Shoot. 63, 693. Appreciate you, Ivan. Thank you. And I absolutely will. I'll tell everybody. I'll tell them all you said hi. All right. So I'm going to break. Hold on. 38,216. No, actually, I'm now that I'm thinking about it, I think I can back my way into it. And then I've got 2 leech gems. 28,400. Okay. Now, if I cascade, all of this is ruined. So theoretically, Austin's health is 1.4 million, right? So if we subtract from that minus one regular gem of 38,216, excuse me, excuse me. All right, we get that. Then we subtract one gem of 63,693 minus 63,693 equals, okay, minus 28,400 minus 28,400. So if we take this, Streamlabs, you need to calm down. I don't think I like Streamlabs anymore. Bird of forever, Ivan. So if I take this top swipe right up here, I'm going to break 3 purples, and I should end up with 1.213785 as his total health after it's done. Right? Right. Yeah, that's exactly how that works. I want to slow this down so I can see it. One, two, one, 375. Yeah, okay. Neat. Okay. So that definitively proves, to me at least, that definitively proves that the Leech Gym Trainer does not affect the amount. Yeah, that was on the YouTube side. Oh, does that even show up in stream? I bet it doesn't. No, it does show up in stream, on the screen. I don't want him to remove messages, though. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, so this, in my opinion, this definitively proves that Leech Gym Up trainers don't actually affect the health steal, and I believe a lot of people think that it does affect the health steal. This is why people think that Queen Zelina is broken, and this is why people think that the Rosie plate is broken, because both of those manipulate gym damage when leech stuff happens. And it does. It absolutely affects base gym damage, right? Because that's 63,693, and this one is 38,216. Right, that's a clear difference, and it's a clear difference of 100% of base gym damage. But does everybody know that? Does anybody care to know that? Right? So there's that. Yeah, maybe this should be the next video I'll work on. Yeah, and then you're absolutely right, Godfather. It doesn't affect the healing part. But I have seen videos on YouTube that state otherwise. And the fact that there is no actual numbers in game, it's impossible to really show that, I guess, except for the way that I just did it. But that gets really hard to prove. Reinforced damage, I think, is a little bit more difficult to prove as well. Is there anybody out there that chooses reinforce? Who chooses reinforce? Hang on. Hang tight. Oh, you know what? I can do it this way. Hang tight. Um. Oh, Godfather. No, I completely agree. I will stand on the mountain of change fundamentally how leech gems work forever. I will do that. 100%. Because leech gems could be a very, very cool idea. Like they figured out how to make power gems work, right? All right. Do I have? Yeah, I got some stuff here. Okay. Yeah, this will be fine. I can make this work. All right. So the only thing that we need to know is that red gem damage is 47,047. All right. So that should be when we throw out reinforces. The difference in red gem should be this amount. That's all we need to know. Right? Crap. All right. So yes, it will be a difference of that. Okay. So remember 47,047. Oh no. That'll throw everything off. Right? Because this is going to be 165. If you subtract 47, that'd be 120, 117. Yeah, that's going to throw everything off. Nerds. I don't want to do that math. Jesse the Body it is. Let's try to target yellow with him. $11,677. And I'm actually going to do this. Nope, miscalculated that a little bit. So, base gem damage for yellow is 11,677, right? If you take this number and you multiply it by 2, 23,354 should be what this is, right? So we got what am I missing? What did I do wrong? Oh, I get 100% gem damage trap. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, that website's fantastic. All right, so 23,354 is our yellow gem damage because it's base gem damage plus 100% damage strap. All right. If we go over here, we're at 35,031 because we have Hall of Fame Yoko. So we take this plus 11,677 and we get to 35,301. All right, so everything lines up. Now, if we were to turn this one yellow and break 3 reinforces, we are at 942,209. Minus this number 3 times. So minus 35,031 times 3 equals, and then we're going to subtract 23,354 times 3, because we're going to break those yellows twice, but one of them have reinforces on it and the other one doesn't. Okay, so that means we should be left with a Hall of Fame Austin here that has 767 054, provided we don't cascade, and we probably won't. $767,054. So we lined up. So the first time around when the reinforces are broken, you're catching the 100% from Hall of Fame Yoko. The second time around, you're not catching that 100% from Hall of Fame Yoko because the reinforces disappear. So you're just getting whatever yellow gem damage is supposed to be. So if you're breaking it twice, right, that 100% damage is really the same thing as like 50% yellow gem damage. So 50% yellow gem damage on these would be the exact same as 100% damage to reinforce. Right? Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Give me about 2 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. When a gym type increased trainer coach is better or worse than a specific color gym increased trainer coach. So I don't know when that is myself, Godfather. Do you have a specific example on like a specific card? Because I like that idea. Um, that was kind of my impetus of like, when do you use Seth Rollins, Leonardo versus like a zombie, right? Because I think that's useful information to have. But on the flip side, I don't like, you know, so when do you use a color turn gym damage coach over a red gym damage coach for, say, Trick Live, right? If you can come up with 100% red gym damage, then yeah, it's the same thing as the color turns. But the color turns also catch her red gym buff because she's turning all of the color turns red. So it's like 6 one way, half dozen the other. Just find the one that's the largest number and rock with that. Unless you're talking about something else completely different, which you may be. Like, I don't know how to make a video on. Yeah, see, exactly, Godfather. That's the problem I have with that, and I think it's intentional. To be honest with you, I haven't been able to find anything more than a 40% in the coach slot, and then trainers obviously are like MP first, and then multiply, and then whatever you can toss in there. But that's what makes things like. Obviously, they don't work for Jesse the Body, but yeah, the 100% will always hit harder, provided that there's enough of those things out there. But that's so situational. Like, how do you create a So, for instance, here, let's do this. I don't need a match for this one. Where is he? Why do I keep doing that? The 2-click version of last time is now Cena, right? You make 36 gems in a trap gems, and then you blow up all the trap gems. Right? This is very, very simple stuff. Like, make trap gems, then turn trap gems green. In this scenario, like, yeah, I've got veteran Cena on here for 40% more green gem damage, but the driver of the damage is Acro Dragon. Because all trap gems will do 100% more damage. Exactly. Yeah. You're absolutely right. And how many times does that happen? That only happens if you're relying on like a Royal Rumble plate as the majority of your damage. And if you're relying on the Royal Rumble plate as the majority of your damage, like, what exactly is happening there? Is it a or a Powerhouse Hogan kind of situation where you're buffing every gem by 350%? Yeah, I mean, in that case, I would argue that, yeah, the colors would be, well, Powerhouse Hogan doesn't count because he didn't have specialty gems. But yeah, I mean, or like somebody who runs primarily like Flex's one click tech Stacy Keebler, which is, essentially break just enough break just enough yellow gems to trigger a May plate, then triggers the Rumble plate. You want to focus on one of those two colors, probably the Rumble plate, would be my guess. But there's no specialty gems there. Generally, if you're getting into this discussion, though, you want to buff the specialty gems because there's more of them. Like this, again, Cena last time is now. Obviously, this is 100% is significantly better than 40. And you can't get a color more than 40 in the coach position. I don't think you can get a color much more than 40 in the trainer position other than like really specific stuff. Like Powerhouse Rowan, I think. Eric Rowan. I think he does 75% blue. And then like Julius and who are they? I never use them because they're so weird, but like, yeah, Julius is 70 or 60% blue. But most of the time they're just 50%ers. But off the top of my head, I don't know anybody who uses this combination very well. I got to be honest, I don't know. I've never seen a need to run anything other than a Z plate on Asuka. I know people will load her up for the overkill, but Asuka for me is just a Z plate and like a red MP trainer and then either yellow or reinforced gem damage. And she always does like 110 to 130 million depending on cascades. That's a really good question, though. Do I have just a random... I don't think I want to put one on her right now, though. With feuds tomorrow, and I'm out of plate swap or currency. Yeah, see, in my opinion, I would call that overkill. I do have 150% strap on her, though, so, like... This is my setup for Asuka. I don't think it needs to be any more than this. With an entourage of... that, usually. And it doesn't even have to be Striker Brett. Like, Z-Punk will work. Obviously, what's his face will work. Striker Austin, Stunning Steve will work. Anything, of this nature does 110. I don't see it needs to. I don't really see a need to, push it up or spend any resources to get her much more than that. That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it would. All right, fine. You've sold me. Twist my arm, why don't you? Let's do some science. Do I have a random rumble plate laying around? Of course not. All right, you know what? You haven't twisted my arm because I'm out of plate swapper, I think. Yeah, I'm out of plate swapper. Well, do I need to buy a plate swapper in order to be ready? No, it's actually it's fantastic brainstorming. It's a good idea. Like that should be tested. Oh, I'm gonna need it anyway because I need to put a Z plate on her. Okay. She should be fine, right? Yeah. I don't run plates on her, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna need to take that off of her, so that's two more. Awesome. That's fine. And you need a piper plate, I think. Alright, fine. Fine. This stupid game. Swear to God. I'm taking the punk plate off of Liv because currently, as I have her set up, she's not a consistent two click with the punk plate. Even with all of the moments, I don't have her consistent two click. I only hit about 60 million with this setup right here, 65 or so. I could probably eke a little bit more out of her if I wanted to. But the Red Royal Rumble plate works much better for me. Ends up being somewhere close to double, like close to double the damage. So I usually use Trick Morgan as like either my first or second out of the gate because it's so fast. And I can generally reliably take out the scariest of my opponents with Liv Morgan. Like this Liv and Asuka are the two cards that I have that will just wipe out anything that I put in front of it. And then I guess a little bit Naomi too will wipe out anything that they see. And then the rest of it I have to be a little careful with. Although I think Nia is going to be fine. This will be the first time I've run a feud with Nia Jax. Because I just took her 6-star gold yesterday, or earlier this week. I forgot to collect points. Points from where? Alright, let's see if this procs twice. Because I don't know if a rumble plate will proc off of breaking reinforces or not, actually. This is part of the video that I want to do. Zora said he would help me with this. I just haven't had time to really pick his brain yet. There's a little bit of time zone issues too. I don't want to bug him too awful much. Yeah, it sure is, Lunatic. Alright, that's one Royal Rumble. Alright, it only procs one. What is that, a billion? No. No. I'll check it in a second, Andrew. She's got tier 6s on her, I'm sure, right? Yeah, she's got tier 6s. Yeah, I was going to say, there's no... It just looked a lot bigger than what I'm normally used to. Like, longer, I guess is the right word. You rewound and paused it. Okay, well, I'm running it again. So it turns out that this does not trigger the rumble plate twice, which is good to know. Yeah, 145. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So reinforced brakes do not trigger rumble plates. Good to know. Oh yeah, it was absolutely overkill. There's no need for that. Actually, here, I'll show you. This is part of the reason why I don't like my current live setup. Because I don't want to use more than 2 moves with live. I understand that you can do the whole like cycle back and forth and stuff, and I used to do that with live, but I kind of don't want to do that anymore with her. So let's try to... Yeah, these are T6s too with 100% strap. Like, I mean, could I go hunt down... I could probably hunt down 150 for her. Lunatic Godfather was telling me the same thing. He's got the same setup, and I still think that's overkill. I swear I get like 110, 120 with her with just the Z plate. Just the Z plate and tier 6s alone. I swear I thought I had 150 laying around. Yeah, no, 150 move twice. maybe I get really annoying and I put this 100%. There's the 150. I knew I had one. There it is. Maybe I put the 100% HP on her and then load her up with armor. That'd be hilarious. What do I need here? 7. No MP right here, right? Nope. Not a 1. Okay. So even if I was doing a feud build, I would do this. That's 30. Let's max it out. Let's get as high as we possibly can. He goes up to 100 now, doesn't he? There's 50. Oh, wait. Uso. Didn't he do something? 150%. There we go. Okay, hold on. Maybe I'm changing my mind real quick. Ken Shamrock? Am I missing something with Ken Shamrock? What does he do? I have a feeling I just changed my mind with Uso. No, it's still only in the 60s. See? Meh. So I could swap one of them out with like I could go find a better color turn trainer and then swap out whoever it was that was 40% red or 50%. Like, granted, I could put levels into her too, and that probably brings her to that's roughly a 10% increase. So from that 68 that I was at, it'd be 6.8, put her at 74 million. Enough to do the job. And this is another 150. Okay, all right. So that's 4. 5 from Santa, 6 for myself, 7 for line bonus. But I'm not going to get the line bonus with her. Or I could just do this. Yeah, but then I'd have to choose some gems and like do all that nonsense. Like I said, or I could just do this. I need to catch exactly one cascade here, which I probably will. And this should crest 100 million easy. or it's only going to be 80. Whatever. I still caught a 12 million damage increase by swapping the Punk's Gauntlets for the Red Royal Rumble. So I'm sacrificing some time for a lot more reliability. And to me, that's important. I know Merrick's is the number one voice that pushes speed. And I get it. For me, though, I want a little bit of reliability. This is 2 clicks and I'm probably going to win. Unless I'm facing a Hall of Fame or a Showboat or a Hall of Fame Showboat. Anybody else, I'm probably fine with this. Almost a no-brainer kind of situation. Or a no-doubter. That's really what I meant. Not no-brainer, no-doubter. There is 100% base gym damage for the feud, though. Anyway. I think this is going to be about the end of it for me. I don't even think Acros or Powerhouses stand a chance with that setup. Boys and girls, I think this is going to be the end of me. We have solved, I feel like I have solved no problems tonight, which is cool. Got a little bit of research done for an upcoming video, which is also cool. I do feel a little bit guilty once I discovered streaming. My YouTube output has decreased a little bit, which is a little bit of a shame, but frankly, I'm starting to run out of ideas anyway. I'll have to get a little bit more creative now. Anyway, as always, I appreciate the hell out of you guys. I'm glad I found a group of people that like to sit down and do some science, do some math with me. I probably won't be going live tomorrow because of band practice. Sunday night, there's nothing going on. Probably won't go live unless there's some information to share. That's the idea, Godfather. So I'll rant on this a little bit. I never really anticipated this going anywhere. It's already gone a lot farther than I expected to get. And I've had kind of a couple of core principles, right? Rising tide lifts all ships, so try to support the other creators as absolute much as possible, especially if they're not sponsored by Scopely. I'm not saying that like Champions Chat and Merrick's and Tubob and Zorro and guys like that don't deserve their flowers. They absolutely do. But let's shine a light on those of us that are running independent. Another one is, as long as people keep watching, I'll keep making it. And eventually I'll find a stride somewhere. And just enjoy the ride. If you guys are having fun, I'm having fun. And vice versa. I'm having a lot of fun, so I'm hoping you guys are too. Probably Tuesday. Tuesday at about 10 p.m. I think I'll ish, 10 p.m. ish on Eastern Standard. And yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard on Tuesday ish. We'll try to go live again. And until next time, like.